Hello, 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 beautiful people. How y'all doing? My name is A Faith, and here in a moment, we are going to have our co host come on and we are going to talk about. It's going to be a surprise on what we're going to talk about. Let me see. Here he goes. Let me know where you're watching from. Definitely let me know. I'm currently in America, and Devan is currently in the UK. And how y'all doing? Hey Devan.
Okay, right then.
I'm doing great. So
Thumbs up.
as y'all know, we have our Miracle Health Habits Summit coming up. And we are y'all, the information that y'all are gonna get from these speakers, like people pay like thousands of dollars to get in front of like some of these speakers. Like this is not a joke. And so
Not too.
I'm
Yeah.
so like, I feel blessed. I feel grateful. I feel purposeful to be able to have connected with these experts and help them like see the vision and see what we're trying to do. But also it's more collaborative because I feel like we attracted people who we are already in alignment with, you know,
Mm,
and for
yeah.
them to be so generous and for them to be like, hey, um, I see what you're doing. I hear you. Let's do this. It feels it's crazy. Like how they always talk about like the messy middle,
Yeah.
right? I feel like that's where we at. But
Yeah, no, literally.
it's yeah. So what are your thoughts? Go ahead, man. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah. So it's like it's funny because you know them ones where you get like people like who do stuff for the clout, do it for the likes and whatnot. But like every speaker that we've connected with, they're really about what they're about. You know, they're really about their purpose, their mission, community wise, and all these different factors. I mean, related to their field in the world of health, whether it's financially, spiritually, mentally, emotionally, physically, you know what I mean, environmentally. And it's so fascinating to get the insight on how they think and how their routines are, how their habits are, and how that kind of led to what some might say is a miracle in their life, you know what I mean? Or some might say is like, oh, they did this, they did the impossible. But it was really, whatever, there's no such thing as coincidences, you know? So everything happens by design, whether we know it or not. And so, like, initially on this summit, you're going to get to understand how you can really do things by design and not just live unconsciously, just dwelling and just not knowing where you're going, you know? Because, I mean, we're going somewhere, right?
That's so
We
good.
should be.
That's so good. And another thing about the summit is most of these speakers, every speaker hit on something different, but it's not just adding another thing. Most of these
Yeah.
speakers are teaching us how to bounce back, how to purge and purify before we can get to the next step. Like the strategies, the tools, the information that they are sharing. Hey, how
Mm-hmm.
the information that these people are sharing again, like people pay them for this, and they I'm just speechless because I'm just thinking of like some of the people who like even I was watching like on social media or YouTube. Well, YouTube is considered social media, but I'm watching these people
Yeah.
and I'm like, they ain't gonna get on the interview, but literally they were like, no, like we see what you're doing, it's in alignment, let's go. And so y'all, if you have not yet, go to our bio after this live, go to our bio and click on the Miracle Health Habits Summit and register. It's a free event. It is totally free.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to upgrade, there is a VIP option. With the VIP option, after we finish the 21 day, it's and listen, this is the moment, for you to invest into yourself. Like I said, most of these speakers, they actually help you like it's about replacing its habits. It's not just adding something new, or it's upgrading what you normally do, from a different perspective, a different angle to get you to the next level. It's not just like, oh, I got to do this other thing. No, like these people, like the way they are wording it and the way they are like, sharing what they really do. I'm like, ooh, this is good. So I'm sharing that with y'all. Like, it's a free event. The event is totally free. But if like you want to keep the lifetime recordings of these videos, because some of them, I know even for me, we did the interviews, but I'm like, hold on, I need to hear that again. And so
Yeah.
I'm going to be watching it again and again, even like throughout the summer. And then again, because like some of these speakers are like, I'm like, whoa, what? And then also, so we also will have a workshop. In the workshop, it's going to be group. Everybody who upgrades the VIP, they will be able to. Everybody who upgrades the VIP, they will be able to join the group workshop, and we're going to, as a community, like talk about what was your biggest takeaway. What did you get? What stood out to you, and we're going to talk about it amongst each other so we can learn from each other. And then we're also going to put the plan together in the workshop. And then the other part of the VIP is you get to have a one-on-one coaching call with Devin and I. And, I'm going to be very transparent. Even if, it may be something like super deep that you're going through and it may not be a service that we personally offer, we have built connections with these speakers. So we can definitely deeper connect with y'all. And there's some speakers who maybe they're not on this summit, but we know, or we have relationships, so we can connect y'all to what you need. So, I mean, like I said, definitely just join. It's 21 days, 30 minutes a day for you to invest into yourself, to get yourself back right, so you can build like, and it may be like an area of your life that you think is good, but you haven't visited, you haven't tracked your habits in it for a while. Or it may be like, environmental, it's gonna be talking about like the nature and the world. And it like, so like last week I did some community service. I don't always go to the beach, but I go to the beach a lot. I enjoy the beach. It's free. I love being around the water and the nature and everything. But last week I actually went back to show gratitude to nature and the universe, and I cleaned up the beach. So just be like, just being, and maybe it's a subconscious thing that's happening, with everything that's happening right now, but just to give back, and we only got one planet. Why aren't we keeping the health of our planet up? So, I don't want to keep going, but what are your thoughts about that, Devin?
No, it's true. It's true. And oftentimes it's like we don't really think of, again, we don't think about what we're doing, but it's like now, it's like, for example, you're making this choice, you know what I mean? It's like, because you know the meaning behind your choice as well. Like, oh yeah, I'm going to the beach not only because I just love it. It's not from my ego just to go to the beach. You know what I mean? It's for a higher purpose. Like, it's like, okay, now I'm serving myself. I'm serving society because now I'm keeping the beaches clean. It's benefiting someone else, not just myself. And a lot of the times, oftentimes we neglect our whether our habits are serving us or not, because we don't bring everything into view, and we don't really think about how everything's affecting the other. We don't have to think about how we think is affecting what we do and how we do it. So it's like we might be thinking a certain way about a food that might be good for us. So we just don't eat it because we think it's nasty. We think it doesn't taste good, or we think it's, even though we know it's good for us, but we don't go beyond that and say, okay, what can I do specifically that's gonna help me every day, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Because I remember I heard John Maxwell. He actually said, the way you think determines what you do and who you are, and you'll never change your life until you change something you do daily. And it's also in your routine. And one thing I've kind of realized is that your routine is like the root word is like root, like the way you go, the path you take. But it's also, in another way, it's like the root in terms of like the soil, the ground, like the root cause. You know, it's like the root of your life is the route you take in life as well. They're both connected. So it's like when you get honed onto your habits, when you get honed onto your routine, you can't complain if your life's a certain way. You can only challenge the routine that you're currently using, because the routine you're currently using is going to take you to the path that you might not know or know is helping you. And so now these experts on the summit, they know the way in which their habits are taking them, and oftentimes it's taking them to success. And that success is helping others because it works.
Mm-hmm.
The habits they're talking about, it works.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's done in a different way that's actually serving them and serving others.
Yeah, and
Mm-hmm.
I want to hit on that real quick, because the experts, like, there was a qualification
Yeah,
to be on this. It wasn't just like, oh, like, how, let's be cute, let's get
exactly.
like we
It's like
wanted quality on the show. And
yes.
so again, and what we found, like, most of the people we did initially connect with them through social media, but the people who we like thought were genuine and who thought would fit, what the mission or what we're trying to do, like,
Mm-hmm.
they are legit. So it wasn't just like, oh, it's easy to get on a list. No, it was not.
Not at all.
but so did you want to go deeper on the routine, the habits, and the rituals?
Yeah, because I mean, the routine says a lot about someone's character as well. So I mean, like everyone, they had a lot of integrity with them. You know, there was like a degree of trust, like maybe invisible trust, but
Yeah.
there's still an energy that was upright, and like it was just kind of stand up. I don't know what the word is. Probably
Integral.
integral. Yeah,
Trust.
it's like righteous in the right mind. You know, in the right mind of things, in a higher mind of, okay, people are addressing this not to, they understand. Oh yeah, I might be able to tackle to other audiences, but at the same time, I can get my message across. That's what I heard most people say.
Yeah.
Most people say, yeah, this message needs to get out. So I'm open. I'm willing to share these secrets with your audience. You know. And so if you're watching this now, what are you waiting for? Like www.miraclehealthhabitsummit.com, experts reveal, okay,
And y'all, when y'all
secrets
see
to
something,
upgrade your
y'all
rituals.
gonna be like, wow.
It's gonna blow your mind. I guarantee it.
And the speaker bonuses. Like, I had one speaker today. Y'all gonna see whenever we launch it. She gave us one. She was like, yeah, this is what I want to give to the audience. But through the conversation, she gave me y'all she give me y'all 2 extra. So she give me y'all 3 bonuses in one interview. Free gifts. Like, free gifts.
Yes, and fix it. And again, every speaker's gonna give you something you can take away with you. You're not just gonna be left with a few words just to hold on to. No, you're gonna get the opportunity to take what you're given and create a plan around that, which you can create a long lasting sustainable habit, because that's what it's about. It's about, okay, which area do you want to improve or upgrade your habit in? You want to upgrade like how your mental, how you think, or how you feel. You know, do you want to upgrade your body, maybe in nutrition wise? You know, do you want to upgrade your disciplines in terms of your maybe spiritual practice? It could be, or just the understanding foundations of what it means to really embody your mind, body, spirit. Do you want to understand different financial habits that you may not have known or have been taught in school or just in society in general? Like, there's a lot to cover. You know, like how you benefit in your environment. There's so much, and you don't get this opportunity that much to have it all in one place. You know.
And that's why in the VIP workshop, we went ahead and was like, man, we got to help. Because even for us, like, you know, we having to watch these interviews over and over and over again because it's so much material. But that's why we you know, we were like, man, you know, we don't want this to be just another online event, right? So that's why
Mm-hmm.
you know, are hosting the group workshop so we can help you process and you can help us process because you're going to hear things that we didn't hear. And it's going to be a conversation. It's not going to be Devin and I talking at you. Like, we're going to be asking,
Yeah.
like, hey, like, what's your big takeaways? What did you like? What did you hear about this speaker? And, you know, and so, but yeah, man, so good, so good, so good. So, Dawn asked, can you talk about how distractions affect our lives, even though we practice good habits? You know what?
Oh, that's a good.
Actually,
That's a good one.
we've had a couple speakers hit around that, but you know, that's a great question.
That's a really great one. I actually experienced that last week, the past 7 days. It was actually very interesting because I was doing again practicing good habits. I was like being integral with. I had a few calls or interviews scheduled, and at the exact moment that I was about to practice that action or that thing I scheduled, a distraction decided to pop up to show up at his door. So I was like, what? He's trying to test me right now. He's trying to test me. So it's like, but and that's the funny part because the distractions are. It's really a test. You know, it's like a bad day is really a good test. And so, but it's about how can we recognize it? We recognize it by understanding our value and understanding what this habit means to us, and the habit having a greater meaning than the distraction. And what do I mean by that? I scheduled to do an interview, right? And a distraction that just came. I wasn't prepared for this, but mentally I prepared to say, okay, there's gonna be distractions. So I'm gonna plan in my mind that there might be the potential for a distraction, but I'm gonna be able to handle it. And so I put my mind towards it and say, okay, yeah, I'm gonna handle this. So when it does pop up, I'm like, okay, and address it and say, okay, this is what I decide to do. So whichever distraction, the distraction has to obey the fact that I'm being integral with this decision I made or this action that I'm taking in this moment, and I'm not going to allow any distractions. So it's like that compromise has to happen, that the communication has to take place, and it happened a few times. So it's like, but sometimes you just have to pivot, and that's how life happens. You know, in life you just got sometimes you just got to pivot. You really just do. But yeah, we're gonna see if some speakers can touch up on that as well, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And then if y'all have any more questions, because y'all know, y'all, we got a lot of surprises for y'all. Like, of course, we can't like tell y'all everything. So go ahead and register right now so y'all can get the dates. But if there anything like that you really struggle with, definitely let us know, whether it's physical health, mental health, spiritual health, emotional health, self-care, financial health, environmental health, social health. I feel like
social health, yeah.
Yeah. So if you're like struggling with one of them and you want like specific questions, we do have some surprises. So I'm just gonna go ahead and say, like, let us know what questions you have, and we'll definitely, because this is for y'all. We literally are just the vehicle, the median, in order to share the platform. Or I mean, so I'm gonna actually, I think I'm gonna actually call. I think I'm gonna adhere to the name. So I was speaking to, actually, they were like, oh, you like a health liaison. So I think I'm about to be the, you know how they got the pivoter, the purpose person. I'm about to be a liaison. What do you do? I'm a liaison. So but no, how triggers. Oh yeah. We definitely got people talking about triggers, boundaries. Actually, we got people talking about like how to like talk about balance. Is balance even possible? Like, we listen. Also, like, we're students as well. With us being the liaisons, like, we're not the experts. We
Mm-hmm.
are literally asking questions that we want to know as well. So, but yeah. We definitely talked about triggers. I mean, yeah, some of these people went so deep. I'm like, whoa, I ain't know you was about to share all that.
You're gonna be surprised in the ways that we can actually improve our health and our habits. Some of the ways are some ways you've probably never heard of in your life. It's
Hmm.
very unconventional, some of these practices.
Hmm.
But I don't want to give away too much.
Yeah, and that's what we said. Like, we got, it's actually more than 21 speakers. Like I said, coming, and we even gonna be going live like in the Facebook group and stuff. So y'all go ahead and register at miraclehealthhabits.com. Summit, Miracle Health Habits Summit.com, because we're gonna have a lot of bonus speakers who aren't even
Mhm.
on the panel, just because, again, we wanted to make sure we are covering everything for you. And then most of these people, they are gonna even be live, and so if you want to
Yeah.
come, you want to ask specific questions. But there are going to be some speakers who you like, oh my gosh, where have you been my entire life? And then there are going to be some speakers
Mhm.
you're going to be like, oh, really? No. But keep your mind and keep your heart open, because you can just learn. And maybe it is something to even trigger you or challenge you, because
Mhm.
you have been
Mhm.
on autopilot, and so it'll kind of wake you up and be like, I never thought about that, or I never saw that from that perspective. And just be open, because we literally, this event, like, we hit like different personalities, different, it's great. But do you have any last words, Devin?
I do not, other than you do not want to miss this summit. Okay? We launch September the 22nd, and it's a 21-day summit. It runs through to October the 12th. You don't want to miss this.
And don't say you don't
Every
have
day is going to
time.
be someone great.
And don't say you don't have time, because what you're saying is you don't value yourself. It's literally 30 minutes a day for 21
Hmm.
days. And again, because we do know life be life, and right, you also have the option to upgrade to VIP so you can watch it at your leisure. So don't say you don't have the time. Don't say you don't have the money, because that's a self-worth issue. And this is an
Habits.
investment. It's an investment of your time to spend 30 minutes a day for 21 days to up level yourself, right? But then also, like, it's an investment. Like, think about something you can learn one nugget. Like, I know, and this is the perfect example. Like, for instance, have y'all, like, why y'all be on TikTok, right? And then you see somebody do something different than you've done, like, for instance, how to peel a potato, or how
Oh
they
yeah.
make their bed or fold their towels or something. You're like,
Hmm.
oh, and then all of a sudden you start doing it, even though you've only been doing it
Hmm.
for like a couple weeks, a couple months. That one little thing, you're like, oh, I actually like doing it like this because it's easier. That's what you can gain
It's more
from
efficient. Mhm.
from the summit, because, like I said, this is what these experts that we have, we're interviewing, they do this. They do this for a living. This is not no, like, they are successful like entrepreneurs, coaches, health practitioners. We have physicians on there, doctors, and this is how they live. And,
Mhm.
and this is how so they know, they research, they study, they live by it. They are congruent. And so, I mean, I would just highly suggest that you take advantage of this opportunity, because where else you gonna get this type of information from?
Exactly.
If you I do believe, if you determine, and if you really serious, you'll figure it out on your own. But even for us, like, we hire coaches. We
Hmm.
listen. I am not trying. I want to get the. I want to learn from other people. I don't want to figure this out all on my own. Even like over the past couple months, we hired our first employee. Yeah, I feel so grown. Man, I'm
Amazing.
like, damn, we should have been hired a virtual assistant. And she's so good, man.
That part.
We about to promote her. Like, I'm like, girl. But look,
Oh
it's
snap!
like, I mean, we
But yeah,
didn't
you
know,
really
but
need a team behind you for these type of things.
it's not.
So it's amazing. Yeah.
It's no need to be struggling and doing stuff by yourself. And that's why we wanted to hit on the social health pillar. We want to hit on
Hmm. Hmm.
community and stuff like that, because we think we got to be tough and do everything by ourselves. I'm sorry, I don't want to be tough and do everything by myself. I don't. Like, I don't want that. I don't want to do. I mean, I want to do other stuff instead of trying to
It's
figure
like,
out.
yeah, together everyone achieves more, you know? So
Yeah. So but anyways, y'all definitely go ahead, tap into the Miracle Health Habit Summit. Y'all get yourself like we put like honestly when we was like how like what do the people
hey
need?
teams.
What do the people need? And we were like, you know what? People probably need health. And we were like, which part of health? Every part of health.
Yeah, every part.
Self-care, mental health, physical health, spiritual health, social health, financial health, environmental health,
Mhm.
and the other health. All of
Emotional.
emotional health.
Yeah,
At least one. And if you say you good in all of them, you need to become speaking on our summit.
basically.
You need to be a speaker. So that's all I got. 444 Shay. What you got?
Ashe.
Close us out, Devin.
Let's go, let's go. So guys, again, www.miraclehealthhabitsummit.com. Link is in both our bios. We can't wait to see you there. See you on the next live. See you on the next everything. Just see you next time, right? Take care, everyone. And again, share this with someone you love that
Jared, get the information
that
out.
you know that wants to improve their health and develop better habits. All right. So see you soon. Take care.